Lifeboat Live, we have 4 simple rules. Number 1, we don't discuss politics. Ever. Number 2, this is not a religious channel, and while you might hear people say, God bless you, or I'm going to pray for you, or I wouldn't have gotten through this without my faith, that's fine. What's not fine is to say, my God is better than your God, or here's why you're not getting into heaven. It's not going to fly. Number 3, we believe wholeheartedly if you can't control your tongue, then you can't control your life. So while on board, there's not going to be any cursing in the live chat. Period. And number 4, there is no room for mean people on the lifeboat. Because we discuss very sensitive things from people's past in our group setting, we got to protect those people. The only way they feel confident and comfortable discussing those things is in an environment that is free of trolls and mean people. So if you're a mean person or you're a troll, we're going to block you for life. And if your account happens to be less than 24 hours old, we're probably a little suspicious right from the word go. Why? Well, because there are people in this world who enjoy being cruel solely for the sake of being cruel. It's not going to fly here. But if you're here because you're trying to get sober and live your best life, then you might find that the lifeboat is just that, a lifeboat. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and we will see you on deck.
Hey guys, what's up? Obviously, I'm not the captain. Tommy's going to take the night off. We're trying to do that for each other so we can get some, get some time to ourselves, and we need time to clear our heads and stuff too. And Tommy, he's got a headache tonight anyway, so he's going to take the night off. So you got me tonight, guys. But anyway, yeah. So let me say hi to everybody. Oh, Niall, thank you for the compliment earlier. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. I got real life happening here in the background. Oh, man. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Anybody that's got kids understands, right? Wow. Anyway, yeah, so we'll go ahead and let me say hi to everybody. Again, Niall, thank you for the compliment. I really do. How you feeling, by the way? I heard you were sick too. A lot of people sick, guys. It's really hitting hard. Really, really is. Hey, Keith. Hey, Chris. Good to see you, bud. Cemetery, Sarah. What's happening? Trish, Miss V, Joanna, Keith, and Rockton. Turn on the red light, baby. Hey, 7th. What's going on? What's going on? So, yeah, we, throw some good thoughts and prayers towards Tommy and everybody else that we know here that's sick. I mean, our family's getting big enough now, guys. It's really hard to say everybody's name every time. Hey, Miss Hermit. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Joanna. What's going on? I think I said hi to the cemetery already. But, yeah, my brother from up north. That's right. That's Chris. Love my Canucks. Love them, love them. Hey, Trish. I think I said hi to you already, but hi again. Flamin', what's happening? We are 5 for 5, right? I'm assuming that we are, because I can't look at my phone right now, because my phone is my webcam. It's actually better than the one I have on my computer. So it's a little crazy. Hey, Jesse. Brandon, what's up, bud? It's good to see everybody. Yeah. As far as I am right now, guys, I'm still fighting a lot of fatigue. Hey, Arizona, what's up? What's going on? But yeah, I tell you, anybody gets, the math, as we like to call it around here. Thank you, by the way, for the 5 for 5s. You understand exactly what I'm saying. Wow. Man. Sorry about that, guys. I don't like to drink on camera there. It's kind of rude. I don't mean to do that, but it's either that or I can't talk. When we run the furnace and stuff, it gets really, really dry in here in my house, and right now it's running full bore. Okay, guys. So yeah, obviously the topic tonight is trust, And, through a lot of time and through a lot of, being able to pull myself back and kind of look at a situation from the outside, and it takes time to get there. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to be able to do this right at the beginning. I was able to see where, how I was trying to build trust, where I was failing, where I was succeeding, how to try to build all that trust back that you lose when you're in a situation such as an addiction that makes you the worst liar on the planet. Okay? Let's just face it. That's what we become. There's not a whole lot of people in this world that could probably beat us at a poker hand. They sure as heck ain't going to bluff us a whole lot. And, I know that that's kind of a funny, comparison and everything, but it, when we become liars, it breaks trust immediately. There's nothing there to even try to hold on to. It's just, you did that. So what do you got to do? Well, you got to own it first thing. And the first thing, guys, is, you already are starting to own it when you allow yourself to become, able to accept help, those kinds of things. So the fact that you're actually getting help, you're already owning it, right? Hey, Charlie, what's going on, bud? So when you're in that situation, and, at the beginning, there is absolutely nothing you're going to be able to do to get any kind of trust out of anybody. That's one thing I can say for certain. And people, if you disagree with me, please tell me in the chat. I mean, I get it. But for the most part, your trust is gone. There's nothing you can do to say to anybody, because they're going to be looking at you from the side. You know what I mean? And they really will. And it's natural. That is a natural thing. It didn't take, you didn't become an addict overnight. Well, I guess some people probably do. But for the most part, it takes some time. So, and you didn't lose that trust overnight. You lost that trust over an extended period of time. How? By lying continuously, right? So you start losing a little bit. You keep ramping it up just so you can support your habit and do what you think you need to do to feel okay. Well, you kind of got to do the reverse when you're trying to earn it back. And again, it's going to be the little things that build up. And you'll know when you're getting some of that trust back. Sorry, guys. I really don't like doing that. But you'll notice it. You really will. It'll start small. It really does. And the way, hey, Derek, and the way to start small, guys, is to prove it. Just do what you say you're going to do. Okay? Anything that somebody asks you to do that is in that realm of being reasonable, do it. Okay? Please, do it. Because if you do that, even though they might not say right at the same time, right when you did it, hey, thanks for saying or doing that, you definitely will start building blocks up and up and up. Yeah, that's a good point, Niall. Yeah, and yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is an aspect for that, for sure. I'm going to stop here for a second. I'm going to try to catch up on the comments. Sorry. I can't longer believe a word they say anymore. It makes... Yeah, Cadell. Yeah. I mean, it's the fact that no longer believe a word they say anymore that makes me, yeah. I mean, and that's what it is. I mean, when you lose those kinds of, well, let's just face it, you're losing relationships right there. Because that relationship is forever changed. Right? And so when they're looking at you and you're trying to, do what you can do because if you're lying, right? Don't think that they don't know now. They will. Okay? They probably knew months or even years before you got help. They knew when you were lying to them. They just chose not to address it. And, hey, yeah, Derek, he's taking a night off. We're trying to do that for each other so we can kind of, we need to defrag our brain. All right, I'm going to stay a little bit more focused. Sorry, guys. But anyway, yeah. So when we're trying to build those blocks back up, how do we do that? There's a lot of ways to do it. And I'm just going to give you a couple of things that I noticed in my own life that helped me tremendously get to that, right? One of the first things you got to be able to do is go above and beyond. Okay, if you say that you're going to do something, go do it. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Go do it. Because if you say you're going to go do something and you don't go do it right at that second, I guarantee you that person's going to be sitting there thinking, well, man, let's see what he does now, or her, right? So, yeah, go do it. Don't wait. Go do it. And here's one that a lot of people kind of forget to even bring into this subject. Because of what we were doing, what did we have to have on us at all times? Cash money. In today's world, everybody's carrying credit cards and all electronic, currency stuff's going, right? But for us, we needed cash. One of the biggest things that helped my wife understand that I was in a good place and that I was actually doing what I was supposed to was the fact that I quit carrying cash. I did not allow myself to even have $1 in my wallet. And again, in today's world, it's really not that hard of a thing to accomplish. It's not like you're going to be walking up to a pop machine somewhere and not be able to stick your credit card in it like you can now. Right? So, keep that in mind. If you're really, truly trying to build these relationships back to a good point, these are the small things that start building up, and those bricks start piling up, and before you know it, you have a wall, right? And you keep working on it, and you keep working on it, and then the next thing you know, you got a house. Might not have a roof on it yet, but you keep working on it, right? And eventually, hey, Laser, what's up? Eventually, it's all going to get built. All of it. And you'll be there. You'll be in that good place. Now, let them have control. That's a hard thing for a lot of people to relinquish, right? No matter how crazy a situation is, let them control it if they want to. Don't force them to do that. Hey, Prada. But allow them to do that if they want to. Okay? Because a lot of people want that. Because, think about yourself for a second. If you're controlling a situation, then you trust yourself, right? Most people do. Okay? At least do menial stuff throughout the day, right? So if you're trusting yourself, yeah. And guys, the control thing is such that is kind of a gray area for a lot of people, because there is a certain amount of control that we have to hold on to ourselves, because we're trying to control ourselves also. But if they ask you to do something, like I said a minute ago, let them control the situation. If there's a question of whether you should go left or right, and your significant other or the person that you're trying to build a relationship with says go left, and you want to go right, well, you might want to go left. Okay? So, yeah. And I really do think that it gets built up faster than what we allow ourselves to think that it is. Now, it does take a lot of time, okay? And I can only speak from my experiences. I talked to Tommy, I've talked to you guys, I've talked to everybody around in these kinds of, in this community. And Hey, 357. And yeah, I lost my thought. I need to just quit looking at the chat for a minute. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so control. Let them have the control if they need it. It is what it is. So, yeah, so let me read my notes here real quick. Yeah, we got to have a lot of patience too with those that we love. Okay? Because there's going to be a lot of nasty things that are said unintentionally. Okay, when you go get help and you're in recovery and such, you will definitely you're going to have a lot of patience with everybody. Okay, because sometimes they might ask you to do something that you think is just utterly ridiculous, right? But again, have that patience. You need to have that patience, because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere with it. You got to allow them to catch up to you, to where you're at in your head. Because, for a lot of us, at least in my case, people didn't even know. So all of a sudden now they have a loved one that is a recovering drug addict, right? And yesterday they didn't know anything. They thought everything was fine and normal. And that's more so for like your extended people, not so much the people that live right in your house or that you're really, really close to, because most of the time they're going to know already. As much as you think that they don't see it, they do. Okay, they will. They will see it. I promise. So yeah, just have that patience. Let them control that part of your life. All right, and I've talked about this before. Whatever you're doing to hold yourself accountable, keep following through with it. Right? So when you do one good act, as far as, hey, you said, and I'm going to take it down to like little stuff here. Hey, I'm going to go to Walmart. I'll be back. If you don't go to Walmart, somewhere in their mind, they're thinking, where did he go? Right? Or if they, and that's one thing that I tried to do for a very long time, and I still try to do it to some extent, because it's just kind of courteous, is to let the ones that live here in my house know where I'm at all times. There's really no reason for me to not allow somebody to know where I'm at, right? I mean, if you're out buying Christmas presents, that's a little different, those kinds of things. But for the most part, you need to be able to let them know what you're doing at all times. They will start seeing those things build up. And what happens, guys, is they, just like you, start to, lose sight of what it actually felt like to be in it really, really hard. Because you do after a while, right? You start losing, you don't ever lose it all the way, but you start forgetting how that felt. They will too with this. The further away you get from that situation, the better off you're going to be if you can continue to do things to show them that you're doing what they want you to do, what you're supposed to do, right? And listen, guys, I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy, because there's going to be times where they're going to ask you to do certain things you're just simply not going to want to do. But again, that's a decision you need to make. And something else here, guys. Something else that helps me is to, I'll intentionally go do something so they can see that I'm doing what I'm supposed to. Hey, Vi, I want them to see that, right? Because I want to build that trust back, not because I want to break it again, but because I care, right? How easy would it be for us just to sit around and just let it all control you for the rest of your life? That would be easy, right? But obviously, we don't do that as people. We're not productive when we do that, any of those kinds of things. So as we're trying to get this, this trust back, we have to understand that as you're doing that, eventually you will get some of that back. So once you get a little bit of it back, you got to keep it. So you got to continue. It's about consistency with this, okay? And the time frame for you and who you love to get the trust back is going to be different than what it is for me and my family, right? Everybody's situation is at least a little bit different. People don't progress the same speed, all those kinds of things. And that's really kind of a base, we use that here on our channel. Nobody progresses or comes to these conclusions at the same speed. That's why it has to be a personalized thing in order for it to have a better chance of succeeding. Now, you can have a general overall, outline or whatever, but yeah, you got to have that. But yeah, so I guess what it comes down to for this is when you love somebody or you care enough that you want them to trust you again, you've got to be willing to do and get down in the dirt if they ask you to. Right? Even though it might be something that you think is completely ridiculous, do it. One of my things was when I'm on the Suboxone, I let my wife dose me, right? And at the beginning, it was her hiding my medication, right? And giving me my dose when it was time. Okay? Then it progressed to, hey, here's a pill spill, right? Where you get the, days in a row or whatever. We get that. And, she puts 2 or 3 days in there. And we leave it out, right? And we don't do this anymore, but this is the progression I'm trying to show you. So we leave it out to where I can look at it and she can look at it too. So I know that if I go in there and want to be stupid and take extra, she's going to know. Right? And now we're at a point now where, for me, I don't actually have to have her do that for me anymore, but we still do it. Okay? She, I get my own medication. My medication sits in a cabinet in the kitchen. It's there. But she is not in control of that. But what she is in control of, she's able to see if I decide to screw up. Right? And side note here, with the Suboxone, it's almost ridiculous to try to take extra of that anyway, because it doesn't do anything to make you feel any different. At least for me, never has. And for most of you guys, it's probably the same. That's just a side note, okay? Hey, Rippy, what's up, brother? Hey, guys, I was going to mention this here closer to the end, but Rip Curl here. Guys, you guys need to go over and subscribe to his channel, please. I have to say, people that take a subject matter, well, like me, like I do Space Weather on my other channel, and are able to incorporate life lessons and give good advice and stuff like that, I think it's wonderful. I think it's, it's great. I think we all should be doing that in our daily lives. And I guarantee you that's what you're going to get with Rip over there. Please go subscribe to his channel. It's a preparedness channel, for prepping and guys, don't get hung up on that word, okay? Because it's not, most people don't even really understand what it actually is. We're talking about, for most people, it's just getting ready for a big snowstorm or something like that. Maybe go a little bit beyond that. That's for most people. But he'll show you, if you want to take it to that next level, he shows you how to do that. Plus, he's got a cool dog. But anyway, but Rip's going to be on the channel, guys, on Friday. Okay? We are going to be interviewing Rip. He's going to share with us his story. It'll be the morning video. I think we're going to go at 12 instead of 11 on our normal daily that Tommy does over on Facebook. I think it's going I think that morning video on Friday is going to be here. Okay, but it'll be at like noon. I think that's what is that 3 Eastern? I believe so. Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out while Rip was here in the chat. We just kind of hammered down that date today. Actually, just a few minutes ago, to be honest with you. Yes. Yeah, if you guys want to learn about anything, going to the range and learning about firearms and stuff, he's awesome. All the stuff he does is, can't go wrong with it, guys. Honestly. So go check him out. Go give him some love over there. We got to support each other, if we want our word to get out. But back to the accountability. Hold me accountable. Get me back on subject, right? But yeah, so I just want people to understand that you have to build that up, right? It's not going to be something that's going to come overnight. It's not going to be something that it's going to be a month or so. It could be years on 1 or 2 sticky subjects. Stippy. Well, thank you, Fi. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's going to be a different time frame, and what you're going to run into also is you're going to come into situations where somebody is now trusting you, but somebody standing right next to them isn't. Yeah, I know, Miss V. Me too. But anyway, so the accountability thing is huge. Okay, hold yourself accountable. If it creeps into your mind and you think there might be a question whether or not you should do it or not, just don't do it. Okay? Just don't. It will not end well. It really won't. Most situations are like that in life to begin with. Then you start adding in, medication and the drugs and all that kind of stuff, and things just get just highly elevated. I mean, highly elevated. So, yeah. So you guys got any questions? You guys got anything you want to add? Throw it at me. And again, guys, sorry. I was a little bit more prepared tonight. I stayed more on topic tonight than I did last time, I think. But, you guys got anything for me? Besides noise? That's an inside joke. Waiting on the chat here, guys. I can't use my phone, so the chat's a little bit delayed. Sorry about that. And any little thing you can do to try to build that, guys. I mean, really, it could be small. Start small if you have to. I'm a little rusty, Miss V. I'm sure you guys can see it. I haven't did my streams in a long time. It's been, 3 weeks or so. But yeah, it'll get, as I'm doing more, here in the next day, next show or the next one after that, I'll be fine. Just gotta knock the rust off, guys. Sorry. Man. Back at you, Joanna. So yeah, guys, you guys got anything else you want to talk about? Well, thank you. Thank you, Fi. Yeah, this is one of those subjects that most people try to avoid. And, for the life of me, I don't know why. I don't know. Tommy, we love you. Just watch all comments both places. Remember what... Yeah, for sure. Back at you, Leisure. Charlie, you're awesome, buddy. You really are. You having trust issues with your middle son? Yeah. When you're talking, when you throw the parenting in with that, I actually kind of had to reverse a little bit there than probably what you're going through. Maybe not. I'm not sure what your exact situation is, Miss Hermit. But with me, I was trying to build the trust back to them, right? And typically, your kids are the ones that got to build your trust. So that is kind of a reverse thing, and it can throw you for a loop if you're a parent, okay? Everything I said tonight about what you need to do to, get to where you need to be with accountability with everybody in your life, sometimes will doubly apply to your kids. Because think about who is going to be affected the most in your life. Your kids are going to be affected by you more than you affect anybody else in this world. Okay? So we have to, buck up and admit, hey, listen, I made some huge mistakes. I'm sorry I put you in that position. And, and you have to really show them too. And I know this is something that, like I said before, it takes time, patience, but it takes a lot of fortitude to get through it, Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bud. I really do. Guys, listen, I really do appreciate all you guys. Because when me and Tommy come out here, we're asking you guys to trust us by listening to us. Give us your time. And in my world, my time is the most important thing to me. Right? I don't care about monetary stuff. That's just not me. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to have nice things just like everybody else. And I want to take care of what I need to take care of. But if I had to choose $1 million over, dying a day earlier, sorry guys, I'm not taking the money. I'm just not, because that time with my family and with my kids and my wife and all that is way more important to me. I know this is one of those things, you can't take it with you, right? When you go, you just can't take it with you. I know that's something that people say a lot, so it kind of gets overlooked as how strong of a statement that actually is. Because if you hold true to that and you buy into that, that becomes a very big part of your life. And, yeah, time is just where it's at, guys. And I think that most of you guys probably agree with me on that. Anybody has kids of, say, teenage years. I've got a teenager and I got two boys that are over 20, right? And so I know what it's like to not have that time with them. Because, once they move out, they start doing life and all that. You don't get that time back. You really don't. And I'm saying that because it all comes back to what we're talking about here. The time. Time is the hottest commodity in my opinion. But, yeah, Miss Herman, let me go back to your comment there and see what you had to say there. I missed it when it flew by. Yeah, Miss Hermit, that's and one thing I would say there, let me read her comment there so you guys know what I'm talking about. Says her middle son's been messing with drugs, so it's that he needs to rebuild the trust, right? All of us that have been in this life, like I said, we know what it's like to lose that trust. And I think we could all agree that, that applies to our kids too. So just like it's hard for that, they're going to have to work at it too. So just work on that, Miss Hermit. I mean, definitely be on top of it, okay? Because let's face it, our kids are our responsibility, right? And something I would say to that situation is, it's hard to put this in words. Sometimes it might look like you're being mean, but you're not. Okay? And something else, once they get to a certain point, if you're able to get them to the other side without bad things happening, like addiction and stuff, they'll look back on it. Because we're always afraid that they're going to look at us like we're idiots or mean or whatever. They're going to look back on it and they're going to say, oh my gosh, she or he did that out of love. And now I see it. Right? Now, when I was a kid, I didn't have those kinds of thoughts. But now that, I can look back on my own childhood, right? And I can apply all that. Everything I just said, I can apply that and look back, and I can see the places where I thought my parents were being just mean and nasty. And I can look back on those situations and notice where it was actually coming from a good place. And it was for them nothing other than just to help, right? Well, I'm glad, non thanks. Is that Roxanne? I'm pretty sure. Is that Keith? Is that Roxanne? Or non thanks? Is that you, Roxanne? I can't remember. So many screen names, guys. Yeah, Miss Lerman, that is a see that even complicates things just a little bit more. That the fact that he's 19, the fact that he's 19, there's not a whole lot of control you're going to have there. And I know that sounds like a horrible thing. Sherry, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't know if they were, if that was somebody new in here or not. I couldn't remember. I know Roxanne was in here on another account with Keith earlier. Oh, okay. See, I try not to look at the chat a whole lot until like right now. But yeah, so Miss Hermit, the fact that he's 19. Does complicate things. One thing I would do is don't stop watching. Okay? Back at you, Joanne. Even though he's an adult, right? You can still watch what's going on. And sometimes there are things you can jump in there and do. Right? But when they become an adult, you have to almost let them, you can kind of guide them to the right conclusion. And again, that's something that takes patience and time. Now, if it's a serious thing, okay, and again, guys, this is just my own life experience. I am not a doctor. I'm not any of that kind of stuff. This is my own life experience. But it can take some time. You're going to have to, start putting up road barriers and closing down certain roads when they're not looking, if you know what I mean. And it's going to force them to go down the road that you think they need to go down, and they don't even know that that's happening, okay? I'm not saying be vindictive and deceiving. What I'm saying is just try to guide them in a way. But the biggest thing I would say, Miss Hermit, is each and every time he calls you, each and every time he sees you, be there. Because that's gonna mean more to him at the end of the day than anything. Because if there's ever a chance you could reach him and pull him back in, that's how you do it. You have to show them that you're there for them. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Most of us are like that with our kids anyway, but some people aren't. And it's okay. Both ways are okay. It's just, you got to get there, right? So just be there. That is a huge thing. The fact that you're just there and they know that will help you and help that relationship build to a point to where maybe you can sit down with him at some point and talk. And again, I'm not, if it's like a very, very bad thing right now to where, you're fearing for safety for him and all those kinds of things, I don't have a really good answer for you on that because everybody's situation is different. And what you need to do there is to look at what you got going on. And by all means, above all, your main thing is to keep them safe until they can get that moment of clarity, like we talk about here a lot. Don't judge them. Do anything and everything you can to not seem like you're judging him. And you know what that's going to mean, guys? Anybody that's a parent probably understands this. We're going to have to sit there and just eat a lot of crow. Because they're going to start throwing stuff at you that what they're saying is wrong, and you just can't really jump out and point it out because then it's going to seem like you're being confrontational. It is a very hard situation, Miss Hermit. It really is. And again, if you think it's to a point where it's really, really bad, you might seek out some extra help from outside the family. Yeah, no, I get it, Miss Hermit, for sure. Yeah, and let me say this too. There is most definitely a place for that hard love. Okay? There really is. It's just got to be placed at the right moment. Okay? You can't just start throwing it, and if you're doing hard love, it doesn't always have to stay hard. Is what I'm trying to say. You can't. If you're over here and you're doing this, if you got something going on and you're able to say, no, I'm not doing that. You draw a big line there, right? Well, that's immediately going to be confrontational to them. And when somebody does that to me, okay, that's something else that I do. When people are when I'm looking at something, I try to look at it from if it was happening to me. So if somebody starts screaming, yelling, and doing all those kinds of things, what happens? I completely shut down. I'm done. You might as well quit talking. Because I definitely will not hear another word you're saying to me. But you don't have to be taken advantage of. That's where the hard love comes in. There is times where you got to say, no, I'm cutting you off from this, that, or the other. Those are all situations that are very, very personal. And each situation should be taken as that. There's no blanket answer for something like that, is what I'm trying to say. It's a very, very, personal thing there when you start talking about, trying to help your kids and all that. What's up, Seventh? Hey, Cindy, what's happening? Yep. Go check out both Rip's channels, guys. You guys won't regret it. I promise you. Yeah, Miss D. Yeah. And I think something that we, those of us here on this side of things, we forget that there are so many different types of personalities. Okay? So that's one of the biggest reasons why each situation has to be, just for that situation. because people don't act the same as each other all the time. Now, there are things that we all do the same. I'm not saying anything like that. But it can't be just a big blanket answer to everything. There's very few things in this life that are that way. Bad headache, huh? That sucks, Cindy. Really does. Really does. Oh, yeah, guys, I wanted to mention something, too. Guys, I haven't even looked at my emails for like 2 or 3 weeks. So if you guys emailed me or anything like that, I don't know if you haven't. I haven't looked. I had to get myself healthy, and I'm starting to feel better now. You can probably see it. But yeah. What you got? Yeah. Definitely stay hydrated. So. Yeah. Headaches aren't good, you know. Tommy's got one right now. So, yeah. Alright, guys. I think I am going to go ahead and end it. I don't want to drag it on when I'm not really, I said what the topic was, and I think everybody's good. Again, please reach out to us. I am not, like I said, I'm going to start looking at my emails tonight. Matter of fact, right after I get off of here. Catch up a little bit. But my email's in the description. Tommy's is in the description. If you guys need anything, please email us. We'll try our best to help you. Whatever the situation is. We got Rip coming on Friday for the early live stream. On Friday, it probably won't be on Facebook. It'll be here on YouTube. Okay? And that'll happen at noon Western time, I believe. West Coast time. And I think, what did we say? Yeah, it's 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah. But yeah. All right, guys. You guys got anything else for me? If not, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'll wait for the chat to catch up. Again, sorry about I'm still, my throat and stuff. Back at you, 7. See you, Cemetery. Have a good one. Yeah, I love it too. 7 for sure. 4 sure. All right, guys. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, guys, please come back and check him out. It's going to be it's going to be a good one, guys. Okay? Rip's a great guy, and he's willing to share. So please, do yourself a favor. Go, like I said, go over and subscribe to his channel and check him out. You will immediately know what I'm talking about. You always, like right at the beginning, when you first meet somebody, you almost immediately know if they're, laid back or a good guy or funny and all that. Yeah, you'll know immediately. So, but anyway, all right, guys, just like the captain says, till the next time, go out and save somebody. God bless, guys.